Hey guys, I'm Sebastian. I'm a tour guide in Athens. All the information about my tours are here on my Instagram account. And today we're talking about how to get from the Athens airport to your hotel. Alright, so your first option is the metro. The blue line is the one connecting the airport to the city center, namely Sildarma and Monastiraki. You'll need around 40 minutes to get there. And in case you need to switch lines to get to your hotel, know that Sildarma connects with the red line and Monastiraki with the green line. I'm going to make a video on Athens's public transport at some point. If it's ready by now, I will put it here. So, how do you get from the airport terminal to the metro? Well, just after collecting your luggage, you'll exit through these doors here. You'll make a left, and then you'll take the first exit here on the right. This is where you can get a taxi, but more on that later. Cross the road, and then go left. And by the way, here on the right, you can see the Sofitel Hotel. If for whatever reason you want to be staying near the airport, this one is perfect. It's the only hotel located within walking distance of the terminal. But have in mind that it's a 5-star hotel, so it's not cheap. Alright, this brings us to those escalators. Go up, and then here you make a right to enter this long corridor. There are signs everywhere, by the way, so even if you don't remember this video, you should be able to figure it out. So, you've arrived at the metro station. Now you need to buy your ticket. For that, you will need to go to one of these ticket booths here. And before showing you exactly how to do that, let me tell you the 3 different tickets you can buy. Your first option is the basic one-way ticket from the airport to Athens, valid for 90 minutes, and that's €9. Option 2, same but round ticket. That's €16, and it's valid for 30 days after first usage. And your third option is the 3-day tourist ticket, which allows you to take all public transport for 72 hours. That's €20, but be careful, the way back to the airport should happen earlier than 72 hours after your arrival. So if you're staying longer than 3 consecutive days in Athens, that's not the ticket you want. Alright, so these are the 3 options to go from the airport to the city. There are more ticket fares, like the 5-day ticket for instance, but those don't work for the airport. I'll get back to all of this in my video on public transport. Okay, so now that you know your 3 options, how can you buy them at the ticket booth? Well, you're gonna start by selecting your language here at the bottom, and then click on Buy Travel Product. If you want the one-way ticket, press Athens and Airport here in the middle, and then 90 minutes here, which is your only option. Now, let's go back to the previous screen. If you choose Athens and Airport Round, look, this is where you can buy the 2 other tickets. 90 minutes is for the round trip ticket, valid for 30 days, and 3 days is of course the 3-day tourist ticket. So let's say I want to buy the simple round trip ticket. I will now click on 90 minutes here on the left, and that brings me to the payment screen. You can ask for multiple tickets if you want by clicking on the plus sign here, and then either choose cash or bank card payment. If you pay by card, here's the payment terminal. If you choose cash, the paper bills go up here and the coins go there. Alright, once you've bought your ticket, validate it like this, and then go down to the platform. I'm taking the stairs here, but don't worry, there are also escalators. When you arrive on the platform, you're gonna be in the middle of 2 tracks. The one for you is the one that says Metro. There's one metro every 40 minutes or so. I'm going to leave the link to the exact timetables down below. And I'm also going to put the link for the earliest and latest metros for both directions. It's usually from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. But yeah, better double check. If you're arriving at night when there are no metros, you can take a bus called the X95. I mean, you can also take it at daytime, but it easily gets caught in traffic with all the cars. So yeah, I wouldn't really recommend it. Unless your hotel happens to be just in front of one of its stops, then maybe, yes, it would make sense to use it even during the day. There's one every half hour and it costs around €6. More information in another link down below. Now, before we move on to the taxis, let's just see how the metro works on the way back to the airport. So for that, you first need to go to either Monastiraki or Sildarma, which are both on the blue line. And once you're on the platform, you'll see some screens that will indicate how long you'll have to wait for the next airport metro to arrive. Because yeah, not all metros of the blue line go to the airport. The majority of them stop at Doukisis Plakedias, and only one metro every 40 minutes or so does this last section to reach the airport. So the question is, how do you recognize the metro that goes to the airport? Well, it's not that obvious, but if you know where to look, it's actually pretty easy. One, on the front of the metro, just above where the conductor is sitting, it's gonna be written either airport or aerodromio in Greek. Two, you're gonna see those airplane logos on the side windows of the metro. And three, there's gonna be a few baggage compartments like these. Now, even if you hop on the wrong metro, don't worry, you'll have to hop off at Doukisis Plakedias, which is the end of the line for that metro, and then you're gonna wait there for the actual airport metro to arrive. No big deal. Oh, and by the way, if you're in Athens only for a few hours, let's say you're flying in the morning and taking off later the same day, I've got some good news for you. There is a storage facility for your baggage inside the airport. It's called Care for Bag, and the cost is around 10 euros per suitcase. I'm gonna leave their website down below with all the prices. All right, this was for public transport. It's the cheapest method, but of course, if you're coming with heavy suitcases, or if your hotel is kind of far away from a metro station, then public transport is not the best method. In that case, you'll have to take a taxi. And there are three ways of doing that, all roughly at the same price, which is around 50, 60 euros, a bit more if it's nighttime. The first way of getting a taxi is simply by hopping on one just outside of the terminal. Here, as you exit the building, there's usually a line of taxis waiting there, so it shouldn't be too difficult to get one. But I've had a few people joining my tour telling me the cab driver charged them 70 or 80 euros, which is not the normal rate. To avoid that, you can use apps. Uber works in Greece, but FreeNow is the app everyone is using, and more drivers are registered on that one, so you'll probably get a faster match on FreeNow than on Uber. Now, just so you know, in Greece, only licensed taxi drivers are allowed to be on those apps. So it's still going to be an actual taxi showing up, but the big difference is that the price will be fixed by the app and not by the driver. There's our third option available, which are pre-arranged transfers. In that case, you'll have someone waiting for you at the airport, right here, with your name on a sign. This option is a little more expensive, like 5 or 10 euros more, but it's for sure the most comfortable one. I'm gonna leave a link down below for the company I recommend for that. Mind that it's only up to 3 people. If you're more than that, then you'll need a van, and I'm also gonna leave a link for that. That's for up to 7 people. All right, there's one very important topic I didn't mention at all in this video, and that's pickpockets. If you decide to take the metro from the airport to your hotel, you have to watch that video, because many tourists are getting pickpocketed on that line. It's really sad. And then over here, a video on the best tours you can go on in Santorini. Food tours, jet skiing, horse riding, and many more. A lot of fun. And there you go. That's it for today. Hope you liked it. See you in the next one. Bye.